Two e-commerce giants, one big question, which one really delivers? On the left, WooCommerce powering WordPress stores worldwide. And on the right, OpenCart, a dedicated lightweight e-commerce solution. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. Alright, here's our game plan for today. We're gonna compare WooCommerce and OpenCart across 10 categories. Setup and ease of use, features and extensions, price and cost, design and themes, customization and flexibility, scalability, performance and speed, security, SEO and marketing, and finally, support and community. Yep, we're covering it all. You can picture it like a mind map with each category branching out so we don't miss a thing. First up, setup and ease of use. So honestly, if you're already on WordPress, WooCommerce is crazy simple to install. It almost feels like clicking a button and boom, you have a store. The interface is familiar and there's documentation galore, so you're rarely lost. Downside? Yeah, you do actually need WordPress. OpenCart, it's got a super clean dashboard and you don't need to worry about having a CMS already. You'd think that makes it easier, and it is for some, but if you're not super techie, it might take a bit longer to figure things out. Overall, WooCommerce just makes setup smoother, especially for WordPress fans. So WooCommerce takes the win here. Onto features and extensions. Guys, WooCommerce lives in plugin heaven. Thousands of options, marketing, payments, shipping, whatever you want. And with WordPress on your side, the integration goes way deeper. But yeah, some of the best plugins are paid, just heads up. OpenCart actually ships with a lot of essentials right out of the box, and multi-store support from one dashboard is kind of cool. Still, its library of extensions is just smaller, so when it comes to packing your store with features, WooCommerce pulls ahead again. Now let's talk price and cost, because I mean, who doesn't care about budget? WooCommerce is free if you already have WordPress, and there are lots of free add-ons. But honestly, the cost sneaks up when you start adding premium plugins or need special hosting for bigger sites. OpenCart has a much lower setup cost for small stores, and even the basic extensions are free. But yep, advanced stuff will cost extra. If you're starting small, OpenCart keeps your wallet happier, so OpenCart wins this round. Oh, and here's something cool if you didn't know, WooCommerce powers over 25% of all online stores worldwide. Yup, it's everywhere. But OpenCart, it's loved for being super lightweight and less demanding on your hosting. The more you know. Design and themes, that's a fun one. WooCommerce has almost too many themes, like you could browse for days. If you love tweaking your site, the WordPress customizer makes it super easy, no coding needed. But yeah, your design options stay within WordPress. Now, OpenCart, its default templates are pretty clean and you can edit the code directly if you want, but honestly, there just aren't a ton of ready-made themes. If looks and customization are the priority, WooCommerce takes this category by a mile. Next, customization and flexibility. WooCommerce feels almost endless, so many plugins and you can change stuff without knowing how to code. Need a new feature? There's probably a plugin for that. Just remember, it all depends on WordPress. OpenCart does allow for deep code tweaks, which is great if you're comfy with coding, but if you want to keep it simple, not so much. So WooCommerce clearly leads the way here. Moving on to scalability, WooCommerce honestly handles anything from your side hustle to a full-blown enterprise as long as your hosting keeps up. Unlimited products, unlimited categories. Though, if you want multiple stores, you'll have to mess around with WordPress multisite. OpenCart actually makes multi-store management pretty chill, all from one dashboard, and it handles loads of products if you pick the right hosting. Still, for both, really big stores might need a bit of tweaking behind the scenes, so in terms of scaling up, they're pretty neck and neck. Call it a tie. Now for performance and speed. WooCommerce can be speedy if and only if you throw in some WordPress caching plugins and optimize your setup. Otherwise, older installs can get a little slow. Nobody wants that. OpenCart is built as a lightweight e-commerce machine, no CMS bulk, which honestly makes it pretty quick out of the box. Just don't go plugging crazy because that can drag it down too. Performance-wise, OpenCart gets the nod here. Let's talk security. WooCommerce gets regular WordPress security updates, and there are solid, trusted security plugins. Of course, if WordPress gets hit, WooCommerce feels it too. OpenCart is less of a target for hackers, so that's a plus. But you've got to stay on top of updates and make sure your extensions are reputable. With both, security depends a lot on proper setup and staying up to date, so overall, I'm calling this one a tie. Okay, SEO and marketing. If you want to rank on Google and have killer blog content, WooCommerce absolutely shines thanks to all those WordPress marketing tools and SEO plugins. Advanced blogging features, heck yes. But yeah, you're kinda dependent on those plugins. OpenCart, meanwhile, comes with basic SEO tools out of the box which work fine, but it just doesn't compare if marketing is your thing. WooCommerce definitely wins if you care about growth and visibility. Last up, support and community. WooCommerce is everywhere. Like, if you need help, there's a massive global community, tons of official docs, forums, even third-party support. Only catch: official dedicated support does cost extra. OpenCart has solid forums and pretty good documentation, honestly, but the community isn't as huge. So for long-term support and crowdsourced answers, WooCommerce wins again. Let's visualize how these two stack up across our categories. Picture WooCommerce way out front in most areas, especially when it comes to features, design, and flexibility. OpenCart holds its own in price and speed and ties in security and scalability. You can really see where each platform shines depending on what matters most to you. So here's the bottom line. If you're already in the WordPress universe or you want an insanely flexible, feature-rich store with tons of support and design options, WooCommerce is the top choice, especially in 2025. But if you're after something lighter, no WordPress required, and on more of a shoestring budget, OpenCart might be the one for you. Really comes down to your comfort with WordPress and how much you want to tinker. Alright, hope that helped you sort out which platform fits your vibe. For a test drive, try out Demos on WooCommerce.com or OpenCart.com. No commitment, just fun. See you next time.